This week, the murder trial concluded into the deaths of John Kinsella and Paul Massey, with two men, Mark Fellows and Stephen Boyle, being jailed for life.
Obviously, our emergency services, including the police and ambulance, attended and found John Kinsella dead.
Welcome to a gripping and jaw-dropping story that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the people around you. In today's video, we delve into the unbelievable tale of the Manchester Familieman, a seemingly ordinary individual leading a shockingly sinister double life. By day, he was known as a devoted family man, a pillar of the community in Manchester. But by night, he transformed into a ruthless gangland assassin, navigating the dark and dangerous underworld with deadly precision. This is the story of the Manchester Familieman, a tale of deception, danger, and the shocking reality of a double life as a gangland assassin. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so you never miss an update on our latest investigations. So let's get started with Mark Fellows, known as the Iceman. Led a shocking double life as both a gangland hitman and a seemingly normal sous chef, family man, and fitness enthusiast. On a warm July day in Salford, Fellows attempted to assassinate a man known as Mr. Big, driven not by personal vendetta, but by cold, hard cash. Fellows' cold, calculating nature earned him his chilling nickname, and despite his outwardly normal life, he managed to commit two high-profile gangland murders. However, a small mistake led to his arrest at the airport, placing him among the rare individuals in the UK to receive a whole life term. Fellows' passion for health and fitness ironically contributed to his downfall. Despite his violent criminal activities, he was an avid runner and worked as a sous chef, maintaining a semblance of normalcy. Detectives noted his obsessive-compulsive traits and autism spectrum diagnosis, which contributed to his methodical approach to crime. His interest in GPS exercise gadgets ultimately led to his capture, ending his double life and exposing his true identity as a ruthless hitman. Mark Fellows came onto the police radar after executing high-profile gangland assassinations that shocked Salford's criminal underworld. He targeted two prominent figures, Paul Massey, known as Mr. Big, and John Kinsella, a significant gang enforcer. These hits were part of an ongoing brutal gang war between rival factions. Massey had been a dominant figure in Manchester's underworld for decades, and Kinsella was well known in the crime world. Fellows' precise planning included wearing noticeable disguises, such as a high-vis vest and combat gear, which made him conspicuous. Witnesses reported his suspicious appearance and actions to the police, eventually leading to his capture. The police investigation revealed Fellows' cold and calculated nature. He had emptied 18 rounds into his targets and ensured he confirmed his hits. Despite his meticulous planning, Fellows failed to consider how noticeable a cyclist in commando gear and a high-vis vest would be while brandishing a weapon. His violent acts and distinctive modus operandi drew significant attention. During a search of his house, the police found £10,000, believed to be part of the payment for Massey's assassination. Fellows' arrest and subsequent whole-life term sentence highlighted his double life as both a feared hitman and a seemingly normal family man and fitness enthusiast. His involvement in these brutal killings not only exposed his true identity, but also underscored the chaos and violence within the gangland world, leading to an international manhunt for those responsible and a ripple effect of further gangland violence. Despite his reputation as a cold and calculated hitman, Mark Fellows, known as the Iceman, did not escape the cycle of gangland revenge. Given Paul Massey's stature in the underworld, retaliation was inevitable. Just 3 weeks after eliminating Massey, Fellows himself became a target. While cycling in Salford from his girlfriend's place to his grandmother's house, Fellows was ambushed. The attack was a narrow escape. He managed to get through his grandmother's front door just in time, though a bullet narrowly missed his grandmother's head as she watched TV in the living room. Fellows remained remarkably unaffected by the threat, even joking with a policeman that it could have been like Paul, referring to Massey, whom he had killed. This nonchalance highlighted his chilling detachment from the violence surrounding him. The police increased patrols and publicly linked the latest hit to Massey's assassination, urging the people of Salford not to take the law into their own hands. Suspicion around Fellows grew due to his movements and phone records, though there wasn't enough evidence to charge him immediately. Incredibly, just hours before killing Massey, Fellows had been recorded on CCTV enjoying a family meal at the Red Lion pub with his partner Katie Maroy and their children. His ability to seamlessly blend his criminal activities with his family life underscored his surreal ability to wear different masks. Fellows might never have been brought to justice for Massey's murder had he not committed another assassination in 2018. This time, his target was John Kinsella, a career criminal and gangland enforcer known for stopping a gangster from terrorizing former Liverpool FC footballer Steven Gerrard. Kinsella, however, had become embroiled in the gang feud, marking his days as numbered. Kinsella was walking his American Bulldogs with his pregnant partner Wendy Owen when Fellows struck. Wearing a high-vis vest and riding a bike, Fellows approached from behind, shooting Kinsella twice in the back. Kinsella fell immediately, and Fellows then shot him twice more in the head at point-blank range. John Kinsella was no ordinary target, a feared gangland fixer, convicted armed robber, and one-time international fugitive. Kinsella was also an 18-stone martial arts enthusiast. However, Fellows was no ordinary hitman. His reputation for executing eliminations with clinical efficiency preceded him. The police found £10,000 under Fellows' kitchen sink during a search of his home, believed to be payment for Massey's assassination. Fellows' criminal activities extended beyond the UK with convictions in Holland, where he had fled to avoid a robbery sentence in the 2000s. Kinsella became a target during the feud between the A-Team and the anti-A-Team, with Fellows once again called upon for his services. Interestingly, Fellows had attempted to kill Kinsella days before the successful hit, arriving too late as Kinsella was already on the return leg of his morning walk. Fellows worked night shifts making sauces for Greencore, a convenience food manufacturer, before successfully completing the hit by setting off an hour and a half earlier. CCTV caught Fellows leaving Rainhill at speed on his bike after the hit, with his partner in crime, Stephen Boyle, waiting in a car with altered number plates to take the weapon. Fellows then changed clothes in the woods before going home. He continued his day by shopping at the Trafford Centre with his mother, eating at a restaurant, and buying new trainers. That same day, he dumped his bike and later socialized with friends at a pub. The two high-profile assassinations led to a massive police investigation, with detectives collecting 47,000 intelligence logs related to Massey's murder. They discovered that 112 people wanted Massey dead and that the eliminations were part of a gang war between the A-Team and its splinter group, the anti-A-Team. Massey and Kinsella were linked to the A-Team, led by Stephen Britton, while the splinter group was run by Michael Carroll. Fellows became a suspect in Massey's murder due to the movements tracked by his phone and surveillance cameras. However, it was his involvement in Kinsella's murder that sealed his fate. A crucial piece of evidence came from Fellows' Garmin Forerunner 10 GPS watch, which showed him running reconnaissance missions around Massey's home for 2 months before the assassination. This data provided damning evidence, confirming Fellows' presence near the crime scenes. Further investigation revealed CCTV footage, cell site evidence, and vehicle number plate recognition data showing Fellows' car driving past Massey's house at least twice a day in the week before the murder. This evidence pointed directly at Fellows for an elimination that had previously been untraceable. Knowing Fellows must have had help, police investigated and found evidence leading to his boyhood friend Stephen Boyle. CCTV footage showed the pair leaving their homes simultaneously on the day of the hit. While Fellows remained silent, Boyle spoke to the police, claiming he knew more than he should but feared for his family's safety if he said anything. Boyle provided an alibi involving drink, narcotics, and a trip to McDonald's, but the police didn't believe him. Boyle eventually turned on Fellows, telling jurors that Fellows handed him the execution weapon moments after the attack. This betrayal angered Fellows, who glared at Boyle and mouthed "grass" during the trial, even making a cutthroat gesture at him. This display of hostility showed Fellows' deeply ingrained criminal mindset. In 2019, Fellows was convicted of the murders of Paul Massey and John Kinsella, and received a whole life term, meaning he cannot apply for parole and may die in prison. The judge remarked on the severity of his crimes, noting that few judges have dealt with a contract killer of his kind. Mark Fellows is serving his whole life term in prison, likely to spend the rest of his days behind bars. His lack of remorse and cold-blooded nature during the trial surprised many, including the judge. The severity of his crimes and his role in the violent gangland world have ensured that he will not walk free again.